send it to her though, but yeah.
So you get a file which from
It's
Zoom.
heavy, no, Sheebs?
I think it does something to it.
It compresses, but
Yeah.
it's not that big.
Okay. Chalo.
Nims,
Inhale,
the
outhale,
stage is yours.
No
Hail
pressure,
Nimisha.
Nimisha.
Vocal stylings of Nimisha.
Okay. लग जा गले के फिर हंसी रात हो न हो शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो लग जा गले हमको मिली है आज ये घड़ियां नसीब से जी भर के देख लीजिए हमको करीब से फिर आपके नसीब में ये बात हो न हो शायद फिर इस जन्म में मुलाकात हो न हो लग जा गले Okay, that's it. I'm going. Oh my God, Nims, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much. So beautiful. And I've heard the original, so this is one of those few songs that I actually know. And my God, it sounds exactly like the original. I don't know the difference, and I understand the words as well. So thank you so much. Means a lot. Thanks, Sheeps. This was for you. Hope you liked it. I got very nervous. I love it. I loved it. Thank you so much. Okay, please remove the spotlight, Hills. Thank
Okay,
you.
damn, it came on me.
Oh, so now I shall take off the spotlight from you guys. Nims, thank you so much. So I'm going to go back. Let's see. Let's go with Shomita. This is so cute. It's warm and nurturing, has curated a video from the office. All right. Shomita, I'm curious to see what it is.
It's a song dedication, Shiva.
Okay.
And I also have one, I think just the first paragraph from Leaving on a Jet Plane. So I didn't know you would select me right after Nims.
Should I come back to you? I'm cool with that.
Or I can go ahead. This is one song from The Office that I really love. And it is something that I dedicate to you. And maybe post that, I'll just a couple of lines from, just a minute, from Leaving on a Jet Plane. Can you see my screen?
So Samita, before you share that, first your question, Shiva will respond, then you can share it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Nimisha had said that she had the same question as Divs, right?
Oh, okay.
I changed my question here.
So please ask.
Let's answer your question first.
Okay, so stop sharing screen.
Okay.
All right. So Sheebs, what advice would you like to give your younger self?
Oh dear. Okay. To my younger self. I think I would say this is all very deep and intense, yeah.
That's because that's how your personality is, and that's why I was like, I need to find a very good question.
Really good question.
But it's okay if you can't answer.
No, of course I will answer. I'm just getting my thoughts together. I would tell myself, let go of this whole need to be mature and to come across as not come across, but genuinely to be this person who is trying to solve everyone's problems and trying to shoulder burdens that actually weren't even required. So I would tell myself to live a little bit more. I will tell myself to take risks way before I started doing them in life. And when I say risks, nothing wild, but just general things, right? Just and just to really get the most out of life. And don't wait for a better time or when you're wiser and better, because I think you become wiser and better when you have done, all those things. So I would tell that to myself.
Nice, lovely. So the one reason why I asked you also this question, Sheebs, is because I knew you will put together a beautiful answer. So as you think through, everything you said, tell this to your present self so that when somebody asks you this question again in the future, you have a different answer and you say, I took all those risks and I did everything that I wanted to do.
Absolutely.
So I really want to wish you all the best.
Oh,
Sheebs.
thank you. That's so beautifully connected, and you're absolutely right. I think this whole decision is one huge step that is very typically not very me, and I hope when somebody asks me this question later, then for sure that I will have something else, more mundane to tell them. So thank you for asking me that. So Shaumita, go ahead and ask me that question, and then
So
I'll.
actually, yeah, it was pretty similar to what Nims asked. So my question was really on like if you were to, you had all the finances set, and if you were to retire early,
Yeah.
what would that one place be that you retire? I mean, just and why?
I would retire in Ireland. I would be in specifically Northern Ireland. See, Pritish knew that answer.
We all knew that answer.
Actually, anybody who's been with me for a while,
damn.
they know the answer, because it's just, I didn't even have to think much. And I would be living in the countryside, but of course in a not so much in a tiny cottage. That would have been my answer a few years ago, but I still need like a nice little place. I would still need Wi-Fi, so not cut off from civilization, but definitely see myself there. I would be with, companions, and I say that in plural because I don't think all the things that fulfill you can and should come from one person or one thing. So I definitely see myself with all those people who will complete my life, and Cookie is definitely one of them. Yeah, so that's where I would be, but living a very simple life. I know that for sure. Just having enough, and just experiencing more peace and contentment than I ever have in my life. That would be me in my retirement years, and hopefully that's not too far away. I'm definitely not waiting till my 60s for that.
All wishes to you, Shiva. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, now it's my turn. I
What
can
happened
just
to
share
video?
screen. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you
just,
go ahead, go ahead.
Yes,
Yes, sorry,
I'll
yes.
just share my
Yeah.
screen and optimize for video clip.
Tell Mia that Cookie is, her ears perked up and she was looking at.
Yes, I think she's already crying. You can hear her. Can you see my screen?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And is it audible?
Yeah. Audible, we don't know yet.
No. Mia is audible.
Okay, so this is a.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. This is becoming harder and harder for me now. Such a beautiful song. Thank you so much. And yes, I will remember you guys. No way in hell I'm going to forget any one of you.
Just borrow money from everyone and don't return. We'll all remember you.
Thank you so much for that. All right, my turn. I will go back here. Oops. Sorry. Okay, let me then.
Sheep, if at any point you want to take a pause on the interaction, you want to move on to something else, know that
Okay.
those buttons are
That's
all there.
possible, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You don't have
cool.
to finish it all off.
Oh, okay. Cool. Let me. Pritish is dropping off in a while.
Yes,
no?
at
So
5:30. Yeah.
I will see what Pritish boy has to tell me. Oh, I remember our secret Santa thing.
Yeah.
So
that's
Pritish and I turned out to be each other's secret Santa. It was so
Finish
fun.
your question first, and then we'll move on to the story.
well. I don't really have a question, but a memory that I'd like to share
Okay.
is the one in that photograph there. That was my first TIAM back in 2016. And I remember Shiva, all of us, a few of us from the team, I don't remember who was there. Lokesh certainly was. That's his arm that you can see. Hillary, nice editing. Thank you. I know a bunch of us ended up there, and that was one crazy night. I know. I don't even remember when we left. It was one crazy night. So I know
It
we had a lot
totally
of fun,
was.
and that's something that I really.
Oh, I remember there was a live band playing, and
Yep.
oh, yeah, I remember all of it was like a Target. The whole
Yeah.
place was filled with Target.
Yep.
Oh, it was an absolutely fantastic memory.
Yep. Yep.
Thanks for sharing that. Is the story a separate one, or is
The story is a separate one. It goes back again to the year I joined. I just joined, and a bunch of you had got DDI certified. And I remember you putting together that entire ecosystem in terms of the Excel sheets, the follow-ups. That was the first time DDI was being done at Target. And when I saw it and I used to take it to my teams, I was like, how cool would this be if I would get certified? And, this would be really, really helpful. And 2 years later, when I did get certified, I just, fell back on that. And that was really, really helpful. I still remember it to this day. And when Hillary asked me for that story, I said, this is like the first thing that comes to my mind. It was really, really helpful, the work that you did, which is why I called you the devil of detail. So, yeah.
Oh, thanks for sharing that. Both of these are things I'd forgotten, and it's a nice memory. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Who all are so the ones I that aren't here? Do I still look at them today, or do I do it later? Like, what's the plan?
Oh, they're all live interaction sheets. If they're not there, you can
Okay,
catch up.
okay, got it. All right, so then let's go with who's left. Avans is there.
I think Deeps, did you need to drop off the call early as well? Avantika is not on the call, no?
Oh,
She will only join us at 5:30.
oh, okay. Is Deepa there? I can.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Did you need to drop off the call early, Deeps?
Yeah, I don't. But that's okay. I'm okay to stay.
Oh, when I saw the file, I'm like, Deeps. I didn't even know that was a word.
Yeah, we all went to Google after that.
Yes. So is it somebody who? So what does it mean?
So I thought you'd know it.
No.
And that's why we put no. Okay.
She was so confident. Sheep will know it.
Sheep will know it for sure.
It's not a bad word.
I know.
Maybe it sounds like one.
Oh, I remember this picture also. The Sonal's party.
Yes.
So cute. I
Party for
remember
December.
Abira and I had a nice conversation on the balcony.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
please tell me.
what it really means is someone who loves to travel.
Ah.
And I know you as someone who
Photophile.
loves to travel no matter what. At the drop of a hat, I've seen you when people say, let's go here. You never hesitate. You're all game to go out there and say, let's go. Right?
Yes.
That's just a fun one that I put there.
Okay.
But Sheeps, I've always known you as someone to be extremely honest, and you don't hide anything. You speak what's on your mind, what's on your heart. You share as is, and there are no filters. And I think that's what I like about you. Just
Thank you.
someone
Dear.
who's so honest and candid.
Thank you so much. So, do you have a question for me?
So the question I have is, if you had to live in another time period,
Right.
which one would you choose and why?
I would live in the Victorian era. Right from when I was a kid, I've imagined myself in those beautiful flowing dresses. See, that's where Ireland also comes
Ireland
in.
also comes into picture.
You would see me running along the cliff side and, singing these long drawn ballads. But so that's always featured in my imagination, my fantasy of, if I could be someone else, somewhere else. Um, and yeah, so I would be totally this lady, back in the day when chivalry was still a thing. As old fashioned as it sounds, like I think I'd have been a complete fit into something like that. I would have been little bit, with one foot in the new world, but largely in the old world. So that would be me another time, another period.
That's why you're a Game of Thrones fan as well.
Absolutely.
That was the question I had. And I there were no guesses for that one. I knew it would be somewhere in that.
You
era.
thought so? Okay.
Okay. The memory I'd like to share, there are lots of memories with Shiva because I've known her for all these years that, I've been at Target. But one that I picked is a fun one and an embarrassing one. Not just for
Uh-oh.
Shiva and me, but also for Carol. And I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about. This happened way back in 2013 when we traveled to Masinagudi.
Okay.
I think it was that jungle retreat or something like that. And we were in this cottage. Everyone had left early in the morning. The three of us decided to sleep in and wake up late. Everyone else has gotten up early morning. We want to explore the place. We want to go and see the sunrise and this and that. Carol, Shiva, and I said, we're going to sleep in. This is a holiday. We're going to enjoy. We slept. We woke up late, and the three of us, and the toilets were outside the cottage. Okay. So we went into 3 different bathrooms, and all of us were busy in our own worlds on the potty. Okay, potty seat. And suddenly there was this shrill scream. Ah! And that was me. And both of them in the other bathrooms also yelled. Ah! Instant reaction. I was like, why the hell are you screaming? And then Carol and Shiva are like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, oh, there are spiders up, just below the toilet seat. And they're
Just
like,
imagine under the seat there were these spiders. Think of the possibilities.
yeah, they're like, oh shit, we're already sitting on the potty. And they're like, what do we do? What do we do? And then they came out, and then we had like a good laugh and told the rest of them. I think that's something I still remember because the 3 of us were so goofy at that point in time. Just imagine we're just woken up like the 3 princesses. We're going to now brush our teeth and use the toilet, and then there's this moment of spiders. Yeah, spider bum.
Yeah.
We have our own superheroes.
The spider senses didn't tingle, but other parts felt like they were tingling because I leave the rest to imagination because that's what's going through our minds. Oh, what a fun memory that was. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah. So I think that's a fun memory and lots of other memories with Sheaves. But that was one fun and embarrassing moment that I'll always remember with Sheaves and Carol. Yeah.
Good fun, good days. Okay, I'm going to pick Manj Gurli next.
Okay.
Compassionate. Oh, thank you. Oh, this was such our last trip before
Yes.
the pandemic.
Who clicked? Who clicked?
Of course, big
Who looks
credit.
nice when it
Hillary
was
Cardozo.
Oh, what a trip this was.
Yeah, it was
Manja, question,
amazing.
please.
My question. So my question for you, Sheebs, is as you move on to the next chapter of, and I would say life because it's career, you will meet new people, you will make new memories. What is the most you're looking forward to?
I think I'm looking forward to literally my landscape opening up in every sense of the word, Manch. Like new avenues with not just career, but life overall. I just know, I feel it in my bones that this is going to change the direction of my life. Change as in it's going to significantly, take me on a different path. I'm looking forward to all the opportunities that's going to come my way, more to um, leading to me just truly finding myself, my space, finally leading to a place where I can put my roots down. I think that's what I think it's all taking me to, like that place of permanence, that feeling of being settled, that feeling of, I know there's never going to be a time when everything is going right, in my life, but just that feeling of this is where I belong, this is where uh, this is it, so I see it either being a doorway to that, or I see it being a path to that. So, and I'm looking forward to all of that.
Thanks, Sheebs. And the memory that I'd like to share, I was thinking through a lot. I mean, there are a lot of memories. We've known each other for 9 years now, and our Goa trip, our solo Goa trip.
Yes.
Right. I think that is amongst all of them one of the fondest memories that I have of you. And the memory I'm going to embarrass Shiva a little bit. Sorry. But okay, so we went on this 3-day trip, trip, and Sheebs had taken care of everything. So we had the best of places. We were staying in this lovely tent, on the beach, beautiful beach, and all of that. And then we said, okay, you know what, we're going to let loose. And that's one thing, right? You can just be yourself. I can be myself with Shiva, and she can be herself, and it's just the way it is. And we said, okay, you know what, after breakfast we're going to start drinking. While for me that's a wild thing to do, because I don't start drinking in the morning. I take my time, but I'm like, you know what, to hell with everything. We started drinking. So we had a good breakfast, we started drinking, and we had something at all. We had shots, we had beer, after that we had something else. I don't know.
So by 11 a.m. we were like smashed, basically.
Yeah, we were smashed. And then the both of us decided, okay, we have to rest a little bit. So there were 2 hammocks. Okay. All right. And so I went and kind of settled in one. And I was also getting a little tipsy. And plus, if you're a little drunk, you look up. It's a little. So I was getting a little tipsy. And suddenly I hear a thud behind me. I turn around and Shiva's fallen flat on her face. So I was like, what a friend am I? Instead of helping her, I'm standing there and laughing my guts out. I didn't even offer her my hand to get, I could probably get her to stand and nothing. I was like just laughing. So that was the most funniest thing. And she was also laughing, and she's trying to get up and then get back on the hammock and all of that. But yeah, in that trip, that was the most funniest moment. But that trip was super memorable. And like they say, right, you travel with somebody to get to know the person. It was, while I knew her very, very well, that I think that trip brought us even more closer. So that was an amazing trip. So that's a memory I wanted to share. But sorry about embarrassing. I just had to share it.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's such a funny memory as well. Absolutely. Thanks for sharing that, Manj.
Thanks.
Oh, I needed some of these little funny moments as well. Just it's helpful. Okay, so we're back on screen share. Who are we left with? Hills with Avans and Shweta, right?
Hmm.
Okay, I'll go with Shweta.
And Avantika should be joining us at around 5:45, is what you said.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And the editing is very different. It's nice.
We did not have a picture together when I shared this, so he's just blurred the rest of them.
Oh, wow. It's like standing behind a shower thingy, no? Like standing on the side. Nice.
A memory I would want to share, I think, is way back from 2012. I had just joined Target. It was my first job. I was really excited. And I think Target was a great place to start. We were working from RGU, EGL. And I think that's when I actually got to know of your team, the LD team. I did not know something like that existed until then. And then I think those few days when I was there and I was part of a lot of the trainings that was happening, the campus to corporate kind of a training, watching you carry yourself, watching you have that command on the sessions that you conduct, the kind of interactions you had with the group, the confidence with which you interacted, you know, and you were so stern, like you were stern, but you were not like someone you can get scared of, but more like an inspiring kind of a person. And I think that's where my aspiration to want to be in this team started. I think after looking at you and the way you conducted those sessions is something when I said, hey, you know what, if when someone asked me, so when my manager started to have that question saying, you're just starting off, so start thinking of where you'd want to see yourself in a couple of years and all of that, start observing around you is I think, and we were sitting right next to each other. I think our bays were right next to each other. And I think that's where this whole thing about, I think LD is where I want to be. I think that is what I want to train to be. And that's like pretty much like a role model of who I want to be like, you know, like I want to be fun. I want to be everything, but I also want people to take me seriously when it's time to take me seriously. I think that kind of thing of image that I had built comes from that, Shiva. So thank you so much for being who you are. I'm so glad I got to move into this team while you were still a part of it and work with you. And I'm so glad that I got to do the DDI fostering innovations because I saw how meticulous you were. I mean, you must have done it so many times in the past, but it felt like you were doing it for the first time, the way you prepared for it, the way you got me on board to the project, the way you took me along, trained me, and, you know, all of that, it just felt like, oh my God, like she must have done this so many times, but she's still so meticulous. She's still so planned about everything. It's not like I've done this, I know I can take care of it. It felt like you're doing it for the first time. I think that is something that's my biggest learning, you know, that meticulous planning that you did for that session and the way you took me along is something that I will forever cherish. And I'm so glad I got to spend some time with you on the Chikmagalur trip. I think that's something that I kept calling Manju and said, what about Sheeves? Will she be able to join? It's okay if she can just travel for that bit and then she can rest in the cottage there the rest of the time. But I'm just so glad I got to spend that time. Thank you for being who you are. You are the reason why I wanted to be here and I'm glad I'm here. So it's just wonderful to have known you, Sheeves. Thank you so much.
God, thank you so much. I'm just really, really humbled. And I know you're going to do great things in L&D. I just already know it, and yeah, I'm going to stop with that. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Sheeves. Thank you
a
very
lot
much.
to me.
Hills, can I ask her a question? It's
Yeah,
a fun
please.
question.
Sorry. Yes. We forgot that.
I keep forgetting. Sorry.
No, it's a very fun question. So it's something like, what is that one thing that you're glad that your mom or your family doesn't know about you?
Oh, many things.
I'm sure there are a lot of things, but what is that one thing you're absolutely, I'm like, thank God they don't know, and I hope it never comes out next.
You can talk about that one time when you had checked into that Alcoholics Anonymous club, no?
Hey, you keep quiet now. Nonsense. So
you shouldn't have spoken about that.
Hills. There are some things which don't come out even in farewell meetings. Oh, by the way, that's Nimisha. No, absolutely not. I never really to go that far. So the one thing that I'm absolutely glad about that my folks don't know, and I hope they'll never find out, is the fact that I smoke up. And it's a very It's more of a 5-year-old thing. That's when I discovered it, and I enjoy it. So no regrets there. But my God, I hope they don't find out.
You offer them some, man.
A few years ago, I'd have said, I hope they don't find out about the fact that I drink, because I grew up in a family with those kind of values. Nobody that I know in my family, as far as I know, other than my cousins who came after me, nobody drinks, nobody smokes. So that was the family setup. So I'm almost certain that I'm perhaps the only woman in my family who drinks, and perhaps one of the first people to do any of these things. So,
Salman Khan wrote a song for you.
which is Be Human.
Character dealer hai.
There are other things, but another time. We also have Manju's party. I'm sure there'll be other things we discuss.
Thanks, Sheila. Thank you for sharing.
When this call is being recorded, but guys, this is my personal life, so I'm just stating it as a disclaimer. Okay. Click more. Is Avans there yet? No.
No. 5:45 is when she will join, or later.
Oh,
There is
then
a clock at the bottom of your screen.
No, there isn't.
How come? Don't we all have the little
The
timer?
taskbar.
I'm on slideshow.
Oh,
No, I
okay,
can't see anything else.
fine. Okay.
Okay, Hills, you're up next.
Oh dear Lord, no, then let me. Okay, fine.
Too late.
So, mine. So I'll start with the question that I have, and my question is not profound or deep or anything. It's really about the current space that you are in, and what I mean by that is there's a lot changing for you.
Yeah.
You're moving from the organization, you're moving away from people, you're moving into new spaces, and you're moving away from this house as well. But for the longest time, I know that this house has been a source of joy for you. This is your safe haven.
Yes.
And if things didn't, you would have rather stayed here than had to change the place.
If it wasn't for the cookie issue,
Right.
I wouldn't have moved. Yeah.
Yeah. So what is the one thing about this house that will always stay with you as a very fond memory?
I think in this house, I've been here for about 3 years. Yeah. I think one really, really important thing is this is where Cookie came into my life. So that by itself is huge for me, and you all know how much she's changed my life. She's a true blessing to me. So that's perhaps the very first thing that comes to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is also, it's a memory. I won't say it's fond, but it's profound. This house is where I have seen some of my closest relationships, family and otherwise, come to an end. And this is where some of those relationships have begun. So a definite turning point. Some very life-altering experiences have happened in the 3 years that I've been here. So that comes to my mind.
Thank you. And since you're not sharing screen, I'm going to tell the people what I had planned for you.
Oh,
No, that's okay.
stopped sharing.
So I have a prayer for you. And really, this is more of a hope for you for the way forward. But it's in a video format. So you will have to click on that little link at the bottom of the screen. And Nims, please, I have big boots to fit into right now.
Oh, please, Hills, go ahead.
1 second.
You will need to share with audio and
Oh, yeah. Okay, 1 second.
optimize screen share, whatever that is. And Chief, you don't have to go to the whole thing. You can just listen to 1 minute of it and stop.
Hey, you keep quiet.
Okay. No, if I keep quiet, I won't play.
Oh, you're going to. Okay.
There's a little button there, that says click here for prayer. And now we are not seeing the screen because you're only sharing that slide.
Oh. Sorry, 1 second. I'll share my whole screen. Okay.
May the good Lord bless and